Hey everyone, welcome back to yet another episode of GenAI Vlog. So in this next couple of videos, we're gonna be introducing the basic tutorials of API client of the company that we all know, Anthropic. So as up to today, Anthropic is probably the biggest competitor to OpenAI. The most notable partnership is that Anthropic is working with Amazon Web Service, or also known as AWS, to provide the large language model, foundation model, vision, language, things like that to enterprise clients. So in my perspective, that's actually a very robust platform and a very well-defined business strategy to go against the partnership between Azure and OpenAI. So with that being said, let's see what kind of cool applications we can build to utilize and take advantage of the most advanced AI models in the market. This is the main document from Anthropic. You can basically make a quick API call in just a few minutes and using this quick start tutorial. There's a built-in chatbot that you can talk to it. There are features that you can overview. And of course, for the sake of our tutorial, we're going to be diving into API reference. So when you click in that, you get to see all of these cool things that's being built, that's being designed using Anthropic API. So there's Claude Code, choosing different model, migrating to Claude 4, and then there's different rates, different limits. There's integration with third-party APIs such as Amazon Bedrock or Vertex using client SDK. On top of that, streaming, and then we have different supports for tokens, embeddings, visions, PDFs, so on and so forth. Different building tools. And then obviously most recently we have Model Context Protocol, MCP. So in the next few videos, we're going to be talking about all of this. So I'm very excited to get these videos started with you guys, and hopefully we can have some fun together. So first, let's dive right in. Let's install the package, pip install Anthropic. Let's get the API key in here, Anthropic API key, or also called Claude API key. For the sake of naming convention, for the rest of the episodes as well as future tutorials, I'll be using Claude API key as a naming convention for managing the key. So set up your client. This is just conventional, same setup as pretty much everything else we talked about, right? Same as OpenAI, same as Perplexity, Sona, things like that. And then you do API call by calling this client and invoke the message create. And of course, you pick your model. So by the time we're recording this video, the latest model we can use is Sonnet 4, 125, 05, 14. And we're going to set a max token to be 1024, and then we can make an API call. So let's start with something simple. Let's just say, hi, Claude, and then you get a nice response back, right? Say, hello, it's nice to meet you. How are you doing today? Is there anything I can help you with? And then the type is text. Now, this type is going to be very important because downstream in the code, we're going to see this type become something else. And then we can use that as an indicator to carry on the flow of the conversation, just in case that the conversation is no longer normal conversation. It's no longer chit-chatting, but it's actually talking about something that perhaps related to a particular tool. So let's continue from here. What if you need to do a tool calling? So if you want to do a tool calling, when you are invoking this API call, you need to set up the tools. So what I mean by that is in this client message create method, you need to define the tools. And tools is essentially a list of dictionary. So list is a bracket, dictionary is curly bracket, and then within it, it's a schema or essentially a contract of what describes what this tool is doing. Now, in the case of get weather, which is the example I'm showing you here, it's taken directly from Anthropic API documentation. Later on, we're going to introduce customized tool, but for now, you can kind of take it for granted that this is a schema that we introduce a tool. If we want to get it to register in this message, we're going to throw this dictionary, which is the schema of the tool, inside of this list, and then we're going to throw that list inside of these tools. So Once it registers the tool, now you can carry on your message. You can ask something like, what's the weather like in San Francisco? And then here, you notice that that's not the end of the conversation we're going to throw in, right? That's the conversation that we're going to throw in. And then on top of that, we can then get perhaps something like this type of response back. It says assistant. That means this is generated by large language model. It says, hey, you know, I need to use get weather tool, and the user wants San Francisco, which is likely San Francisco, things like that. So you get the idea, and then you actually call this tool ID, get the weather, things like that. And then on top of that, it grabbed this tool for us in the content, and that's actually provided by the user. So normally, if this is the first time you're looking at this, this should be confusing you just a little bit, right? Because this is no longer just a question answering. If it's just a question answering, user is supposed to just ask questions, and then everything else, the assistant, the AI is supposed to do that for you, right? But that's not how this is wired together. So this goes into a little bit of a caveat that in order to get this content 65 degrees, which is the answer related to this question at the time that this question is being asked, this answer is not going to show up in the conversation history unless these two dictionaries are appended to it. Once these two dictionaries are appended to it, just like what I'm showing you here, right? From line 30, you see all the way to line 54, we appended these two curly brackets. These two curly brackets carries the information that, hey, we are using a tool. Hey, this is the thinking process. Hey, this is the ID. This is the result, yada, 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 right? It carries all that information, and we have to append that information back to this square bracket, which is a list of dictionary. And then we make an API call. So you see that this list of dictionary, it's the entire body message inside of one API call. And after that is when we get the answer, the weather in San Francisco is 65 degrees. So in other words, there's a little bit of a RAG going on here, right? It's a little bit of a retrieval, augmented generation going on here. And the reason I say that is because here, obviously, we have the knowledge of using this tool, but the tool use result is appended back to the message history so that the LLM now knows that is the answer. So LLM is not retrieving the 65 degrees from its memory from training data because training data happened probably a year ago, and that is not the current answer for San Francisco weather right now. So it retrieves from the message history that we appended here in this dictionary. So that is the logic here. And obviously, it raises an immediate question, how on earth do I get these two curly brackets in, right? A normal user just want to ask about the weather in San Francisco. They are not going to necessarily know what these two things are. So I want to start with this episode primarily because of this designing nature. It makes things dynamic, flexible, but it also makes things a little tricky for people to use to design their agentic framework that's more automated, that's more flexible, things like that. But for the time being, just bear with me. Let's say you have these two pieces of information, then the LLM is able to give you that response back. Say, the weather in San Francisco is currently 65 degrees. So after that, you can then extract the text and then print it out on the user interface in front of the user, and that is all. Let me show you a different example. A different example, you can kind of think about it as get stock price. So Anthropic gracefully actually provided this API call as well behind the scene as one of its tools. So once again, let's append this dictionary, right, inside of this list of tools, which is a list of dictionary. So It has get weather. It also has get stock price. So once these tools are appended, you can, of course, ask questions about weather or stock price, and the LLM is going to know, or at least the system, if it's well defined, it's going to know to grab these tools and use those answers as information when it's trying to answer your question. So let's take a look at the response. Um, Here as actually has a get time, right? So get time is another tool that's in this list dictionary because these are something that's happening right now, right? Live information, right? Based on your time zone. So it should not come from the training data in your large language model that perhaps is prepared a year ago or 2 years ago, something like that. So in this case, you can say, hey, what is the latest stock price, right, for Tesla, something like that. As a comparison from the previous invocation, you see that additional to the question, what is the weather in San Francisco? It has a response from the assistant. It has something based on the user, right? So I want to open up the conversation, open up the concern. How on earth do we get these two things, right? That's what this episode is about. It teaches you how to make an API call and what happens after that. Okay, so let's take a look at this example down here. And say, what is the latest Tesla stock price? And that's it. That's the only message we're going to give to this chatbot. And it's supposed to say some sort of information like, oh, yeah, I got it, right? I know you trying to get stock price. I need to use this tool. And perhaps here's the information about the tool, right? Isn't necessarily going to invoke the tool. That is a additional step, right? That is an additional step here. But let's get the thinking process right. Let's get the reasoning right. Okay. So if the message history is only question, right? It's only question. And it's not chit-chatting, right? It's a question that's related to one of its tools. Here's going to be the answer coming out of the large language model. Right? It's going to say, hey, that's the ID of the message. In this content, it says, I will check the current Tesla stock price for you. That's it, right? Does it say stop price? No, it does not say stop price here because it hasn't checked it yet, right? It hasn't used the tool yet. But it shows you that, hey, here's the information that you want to do to use that tool. So in other words, the LLM is trying to tell you, hey, let us go into a different trajectory. Let's take this conversation this direction. And the direction is when making this tool calling. And here's the information. Okay. And the rest is just the schema. And then you point out the stop reason. It is to use. So that's it. I want to stop here as a first episode. I just want to show you guys on top of a plain API invocation, we also have tool use. And here's how you stitch the conversation together. And this episode opens up that MO, right? It opens up that motivation that here's how we want to do it. So next episode, we're going to dive into exactly what is the strategy to do this together. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next episode.